PM. Sekarang dah tak ada solat tarawih apa semua, sepatutnya okey lah 8 to 10 PM. And if I'm not mistaken, I give you about half an hour to answer. I check. Banyak sangat quiz, saya pun dah tak ingat dah banyak soalan. Okay, it's 8 to 10 PM tonight and your time limit is 1 hour to answer 60 questions. Okay, you'll be having 60 MCQ questions. You have 1 hour, 60 minutes. So take your time wisely lah, about 1 minute for each question. Some are very straightforward questions, some are application questions. So you don't expect you will get macam kalau dulu-dulu dekat masa kita face to face, you can just sometimes questions so you memorize, you can answer. But now you have to understand the concept. Then only you can answer the question. So that's for the quiz. 1 hour. Make sure that all your data, everything cukup. I do not take any excuse lah. Doktor internet tak okay lah pula. So you have time to prepare your data. Kalau you takut nak pakai internet college, macam tak stable dan sebagainya, make sure you have your own data to support. Okay? And what I want to say just now. You please do not attempt more than one time. If you get disconnected and you go in again, that one normally will be a continuous. That means dia sekali, dia continuous yang sama lah. Dia bukan 2 attempts. It's not considered as 2 attempts. But if you take 2 attempts, no matter which one earlier, I will take the lower marks. Okay, I will take the lower marks. Okay, so you only have 1 attempt for the quiz. If you answer twice, I'll take the lower marks. Okay. Alright, so that's all about the quiz. We will start. Everybody dah listen to the lecture place, chapter yang place. Dah dengar lecture tu? The video was okay? Any question on that? Any question on that chapter? It's pretty straightforward, right? So it should be okay. Alright, so can you see my slides?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah, okay. Ada lagging tau. I rasa macam bila I tanya tu, you all ada lagging sampai kat you tu lambat sikit. So kalau ada question, you just raise up, ya. Okay. This is chapter 9, Rated Marketing Communication. It's basically promotion. Remember, we have 4 P's. One is product, price, place, and this and apa last sekali? Price, product, price, place, and promotion. So this is the promotion part. Okay, the last P of the 4 P's. Integrated Marketing Communication. So this is what we're going to see. Number 1, we're going to understand what is IMC, Integrated Marketing Communication, and Promotion. We're going to understand them first, and then we're going to learn how to do marketing communication process. That means how you have to understand how you're supposed to be communicating so that your customer will be able to understand you and get influenced to buy your product. Okay, then lastly, we're going to look at promotion mix. You have marketing mix is the 4 P's, then you also have promotion mix. Okay. Alright, let's jump into it. integrated marketing communication and promotion mix. What is that? IMC is a concept that combines all aspects of marketing communication effort for them to work together as a joint effort. You have many channels of communication. You can have pamphlets, you can have advertisement in YouTube, in television, you can also do direct marketing and so on. So IMC is actually combining all of those communication channel, so that all of them are saying the same message, bukan conflicting message. Okay, a company's total marketing communication mix is also called a promotion mix. Okay, so this is how you want to play your role as marketeers. You must blend the marketing mix properly in order for your message to be communicated to your customer. For example, here you have personal selling, you have public relation, you have direct marketing, you have promotion, advertising. All these channels must be consistent, clear and compelling, okay, about your company and your product that you want to sell. Promotion mix, you can use the slides is clear, right? I don't have to make it slideshow, because kalau slideshow, wait, is the slides moving?
Yes, betul. Gerak lah.
Bergerak, so bolehlah buat slideshow pun. Okay, so now I am at promotion mix punya slide. You all looking at the same slide?
Yes, Doktor.
Yes.
Alright, so boleh buat apa tu, slideshow. Okay, promotion. What is promotion? Promotion is the marketing process that inform, persuade and remind your buyer about your product. You inform when you have new product, you persuade when you want them to buy, and you remind when your product is already there for a while in the market, but you have to keep reminding them. Why? Because your customer, your competitors also keep on giving them information. So you need them to remember your product. So that is what promotion about. A promotion mix is the particular combination of promotion methods. Like I said just now, ada banyak-banyak methods. How you want to combine them to give the same information to your target market. Promotional strategy is the plan of the marketeers for an effective and sufficient use of promotional elements. All this advertising, public relation, how you want to use them in an effective and sufficient way. Okay, this is marketing communication process. Pernah nampak tak this diagram before? Have you seen this diagram before?
Yes, Doktor.
Where?
On
The management topic, right?
management. Yep. Management.
Yeah, that's how in that context I was explaining how a manager should be communicating with the employees. Okay, the same model can be used in your marketing communication process. Okay, because it will go through the same process. It's just that the message come from the marketeers, from the company to the customer, compared to last time manager to the employees. Okay, the communication process starts from the sender. Who is the sender? Refers to the originator of the message in communication process. So basically you and your company. In IMC, the sender may be marketing manager, advertising manager, or the advertising agency. So initiator of the message. When the message has been decided upon, the sender as the one from where starts the process needs to encode the message in their mind. So for your assignment, for your own product, you must have some idea what are the kind of message that you actually want to send to your consumer. And then after you have the message in your mind, you try to encode them. This is the process of putting thoughts into symbolic form. This is the process of transforming the idea from your brain, your mind, and feeling into symbols that can be understood, usually in the form of words or signs, and organizing them into ni ada typo ni, and organizing them into a message. In encoding, the most important principle is not what the source say, but what the receiver hear. So when you want to have when you have a message, you at this encoding stage, you must know how to transform the idea into a symbolic form, so that later on, when the receiver hears it ataupun receive it, they will understand. Okay. So it's important for you to use the right word and the right pictures and right video to explain to them. Okay. All right. Message. Message refers to the set of symbols that the sender transmit what the marketers would like to inform the people with their advertisement. So this is the message. You encode, you transform into a symbol, and so it become a message. This message is the one that you're going to transmit. The marketing manager decides this after the marketing research is done. That's why in your assignment, you have to show me the link between your marketing research, masa you buat research about your product, about what the customer said and the customer thinks about your product, into this message. You have to show that, okay, this is what they look for, this is what they like. So we are trying to use this message to fulfill that needs of the customer. This is where the media is where the communication channels through which the message move from sender to the receiver. It can be electronic media, it can be printed media macam TV and magazines. Okay, the channel lah you nak letak, you ada message tu, you already have the message where you want to put to transfer the message to your receiver. Decoding is the process of transforming messages of another person back into one's own idea and feelings. For the receiver lah, receiver gets the message and decodes it. This is the process by which the receiver assigns meaning to the symbols encoded by the sender. And then who is the receiver? Is the person who gets the message and interpret it. In promotional strategy, the receiver are the customer or the listener, the viewer of your message. The receiver interprets the language and symbols sent through a channel. Tadi itulah media tadi tu. The marketing manager must monitor the message to be conveyed and the target market's attitude and idea is in order to develop a common understanding in promotional strategy. That's why you kena buat research tadi tu. You have to really see what people understand, what people want, and try to fulfill that. Like any communication, there will be noise. Okay, it refers to anything that interferes with, distorts or slows down the transmission of information. So bila ada masalah dalam transmission of the information, it is called noise. Noise can be visual distraction, or sights or sound and other stimuli in the environment that draw people's attention away from the message. So kalau that will cause a fail in your communication. The noise can be the influencing factor that your customer doesn't get what you are trying to say. Other form of noise can be thoughts and feelings that interfere with the process of message transmission. A different interpretation by the receiver which may not comply with what the sender intend to deliver. So you don't want to have a wrongly understood or a wrongly received message by your consumer. So nanti you won't get the sales. It's important because of the noise. It's important for you to get feedbacks. Feedbacks refers to the receiver respond to a message. Feedback may be a verbal, such as saying, okay, I agree, I understand, or non-verbal, such as okay, or smiling, or just yelling, or whatever. Okay. So those are the feedback you want to see. It is the final stage of transmission. It reflects what meaning has been created and shared through the original message. So kalau orang tu macam like you all lah, kalau sometimes I tengok I explain and then muka macam nampak sangat super blur, then that's why normally I repeat repeat and repeat. So that's feedback. That's non-verbal. Or sometimes I ask you, do you understand? And I understand. Do you have any question? No, you don't have any question. So that's how we get feedback from the communication that you already have. Okay. Marketers are both sender and receiver of the message. How? Because as a sender of message, of course, you want to inform, persuade, and remind your target market about your product and ask them to buy. As a marketer also is the receiver when they analyze and understand the feedback from the market. Okay, experience of sender and receiver plays an important role on the effectiveness of the entire communication process. Orang yang listen to your message or receive your message can interpret it differently. Some people interpret differently from others. For example, here children and adults have different interpretation for certain kind of advertisement message. Certain advertisement untuk let's say any toy product or whatever for children is happiness, fun, and maybe innovative and whatever. For adults, it's like, okay, this is a waste of money. Okay, so it can be different interpretation for different people. Understand? Okay, I want to share with you this. Saya cari dulu. Okay. Can you see this YouTube page that I am sharing?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Okay, I want you to see. Boleh dengar kan suara dia pun tadi kan?
Can.
Okay. I want you to see this video, and I'll ask few questions after this. Okay, dah tengok. What are the message that you think they are trying to say? Can anybody like give one few word? One word each lah. One word, one person. Hafizul?
Maybe the versatility of sawit.
Versatile. Okay. Afiq?
Many uses.
Many?
Many
Yeah.
uses. Many
Oh,
uses.
versatile jugalah. Okay. Azlan?
Benefits of sawit.
Like what? What is the benefit? That you see?
High smoke point.
High what?
High smoke point.
High temperature tu dia boleh go to high
Yep.
temperature. Okay. Izzah, Atirah?
The variation of product.
Variation of the product. Okay. Lagi? Siapa lagi nak cakap? Masita? Ada siapa tadi?
The originality of the product of sawit. The origin of sawit.
Itu satu page, satu awal tu je kan? The whole message, the whole video is trying to say what?
The uniqueness of sawit.
What is the uniqueness that you feel?
The uses of sawit, what the benefit it has, where it started in Malaysia. It's the specialty of Malaysia.
Okay. Alright, somebody else? Anybody? Tadi Masita?
Mostly sama macam yang lain. Jadi apa? Uses of sawit.
Uses of sawit. Natasha, ada Natasha yang kan?
Kegunaan kelapa sawit tu untuk
Uses.
makanan dan bukan bahan makanan.
Okay. Last kali Atira Husna.
Benefit of sawit in our daily life.
Benefit. Okay, I want you to look again and try to see, try to see it again and see what else do you get from it. Okay? Yeah.
Ekonomi, doktor.
Lepas ni. You dah ada whatever you feel, whatever you see tadi, you write down in 1-2 words. Tak payah banyak-banyak. In 1-2 words, what is the message of that ni? Okay? Tulis sekarang tulis dulu sekarang. And then now you try to look again. Dia pula ni. Sekejap nak play again. Okay, nampak kan?
Nampak, doktor.
Okay, now I want you to write again what you feel in one word. Write first. And now the third time I want you to see the same advertisement but reading the English subtitle, not the Malay subtitle Reading the English subtitle. Are you ready? Dah tulis dah apa yang you rasa tadi second time? Dah?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Okay. Alright. Now I want you to listen again by reading the English subtitle. Boleh nampak kan? Kalau dekat you punya screen boleh nampak kan?
Boleh.
Boleh. Alright. I want you to see again full-heartedly and read the English subtitle. Don't you tak perlu tengok gambar tu dah pun tak apa, sebab bila you baca tu you tak berapa boleh nak baca dan sebab dia agak laju. So you focus on the English subtitle. Okay. Alright. Now write down again the one word that you think it's about. Okay, I want you to write on the chat all the three words that you used tadi. The first one, the second one, the third times you watch that same advertisement, that three words that come to your mind that you think it's about, write on the chat. I want to see. Everybody. Bukan WhatsApp chat dalam ni, chat. Ke ada yang hantar kat WhatsApp chat ni? Okay. Kalau your word doesn't change from the first time to the third time pun tak apa, just write 3 times the same thing. Jangan tiru orang punya, you sendiri apa you rasa, tak ada yang salah. Benefit evolution economy quality, health. Style, importance economy, benefit, precious economy, uses, history, uses, stability. Semua orang dah tulis dah? Function. Importance, contribution, society, users, emotion, users, sumbangan. Okay, users and benefit, evolution. Variation, quality, variable. Quality, economy. Okay, ada lagi yang belum tulis? Ada lagi? Treasure. Okay, so mainly cakap users, important for the economy, and then some say about history, contribution. Alright, so I have been, my team lah was appointed by the originator of the advertisement tadi tu, video tadi tu, to see the effectiveness of this advertisement, okay, ataupun to see this video punya effectiveness, and then we ask them what is their objective in doing that video, okay. And the objective is first to show that our palm oil industry is sustainable, okay, and it helps the smallholders in their economy as well as the nation. So just a simple survey with you all sekarang ni, 35 people, 39 people here. You all, there's none, I think none of you say anything about sustainability, right? Right? So that message didn't get through. And some of you ada mention about its contribution to the income of people and the economy income, sawit in national economy. And then ada some say, just now siapa tadi? Cakap pasal contribute to the income of the people. Importance job opportunities. Dinesh tadi cakap job opportunities masalah. So adalah sikit, but not many of you get that. So you see how the noise can happen? From our research, we feel that there's so many information that you're trying to put in one video. So you don't have that one message to position in the mind of your consumer. Can you see the noise? This is what I'm trying to show you from this. Okay, so when you have so many messages, you want to show the users, you want to show its historical story, you want to show that. So the main issue, none of you in this survey, this simple survey, none of you say about sustainability. None of you say that palm oil is a sustainable product. Sedangkan itu yang dia nak cakap, kita ni sekarang ni yes, number one dia nak kata itu anugerah Tuhan. So walaupun kita kena ban, kita kena, it's very important for our country and for the smallholders. That some of you get, but the sustainability part none of you get. Even yang tadi the earlier point tu pun, the earlier objective pun, just few people yang get. So that's the noise. When you don't have a clear message from a clear research to ask about people what they want, you will not be able to penetrate their mind. If you are not able to get the message through, how can you influence them to buy your product? Right? So that is very important for you. That's why it's very important for you to understand about communication process. So the good thing about MPOC when they do this is they get us to do the survey and try to get the feedback. So bila ada feedback yang macam ni, mungkin dia akan revise or something like that. Right? So that's, as a marketist, you also have to do that. You have a research, you come up with a clear message about your product, you deliver. When you deliver, you have to get back and try to understand back what's the feedback of the people. When you have this feedback, if it is aligned with your objective, then it's okay, you can continue. If it doesn't, then you have to make some adjustments in your promotion mix. Okay? Okay, we continue on developing effective communication. Tadi tu just cerita pasal communication process. So now we look into the effective communication. How do you want to make an effective communication? You have three strategy: message strategy, media strategy, and push and pull strategy. The first one is message strategy. The message should reinforce the benefit of the product and should help the company in developing the positioning strategy of the product. So this is what I'm saying just now. The message must be clear. Dia tak boleh distorted. Semua orang faham benda lain. Tak boleh. Okay? So what's the question that you should ask? What message are you trying to put across to your target audience? You have to be clear what is the particular message that you want to put in the mind of your customer. How will you deliver that message? I mean, what's channel that you want to use? Will it be through the appropriate use of branding, logo, slogan, what? Okay. So this is the step-by-step of message strategy. The first step is to identify target audience. You must know who you want to send this message to. Macam tadi we have discussed, right? Adults and children. Maybe the children will interpret the message differently from the adults. So you have to identify who is your target audience, and then you ask about the target audience will heavily affect the marketer's decision on what to explain to them, how you want to explain to them, when you want to explain to them, and where. Contoh when tu, if you're targeting to housewives, when is the small window of time that they are quite free? Maybe around 10, 11. Okay, kalau dulu anak dah hantar sekolah, baju dah basuh, dah sidai, masak tengah hari pun semua dah siap. So pukul 10, 11 tu dia duduk depan TV contohnya, sit in front of the TV and lipat baju. Okay, that's when you feel that that's the time. So like I said, when maybe 10 o'clock, where dia cakap dia tengah lipat baju pukul 10 kan. So you maybe put in the direct selling dalam TV or something like that. So you must know who is your target audience. If you are targeting your audience working people, maybe 10 o'clock they are still so busy. Kan? So maybe if ni talking about last time lah, before COVID time, you probably want to put the advertisement in the radio between 6:30 or 7 o'clock until 8:30, because that's when they get stuck in the jam. So you must understand this your target audience. The second step is to determine the communication objective. You have to know what is the objective that you want to achieve. After defining the target audience, tadi tu you define the target audience dulu, siapa yang you nak send the message to. Then you determine the objective. Marketers must decide what response is wanted. Marketers need to know where the target audience now stand. Dia punya stand apa? Except now, what is their stand? And what is the stage it needs to be moved? You want their understanding from A to B. So the message that you are trying to say is they have to know, they have to change from A to B. Okay, so you now know that their stand is A. You have to get a message that can make them move to B. Okay, the target audience may be in any of the 6 buyer readiness stages. The stages consumer normally pass through is these 6 stages: awareness, knowledge, liking, preference, conviction, and purchase. Ni nak kejap lagi kita akan discuss. So you have to know where they are. If they are already liking your product, many of your consumer, your target consumer already like your product. You don't focus on giving them knowledge. You give them something that can make them prefer your product compared to the others. Okay, because this is the readiness stage. Marketers must first focus on building awareness and knowledge. But if they already have knowledge and awareness, tak payah buang masa dekat situ. If the target consumer know about the product, marketers should focus on liking. If they already like, you should focus on preference. If not, if already at preference, then you target at convicting them to buy your product. The target market might be convinced about the product but not quite get around to making its purchase. So you have to guide them how to take action to purchase the product. So you have to know where they are. After that, you already know who you want to send the message and you know what you want to tell them. You design the message. Based on the desired audience response, the marketers need to develop an effective message. Like we said just now, the video about sawit anugerah Tuhan tu, it doesn't deliver the real message that they are trying to, that their objective. So dia punya objective ni dah ada, dia dah clear, tapi dia masa dia design the message, it was not, it doesn't get through. Okay, the message could be based on idea model. We'll discuss this later. The communication has to figure out an appeal or theme that will produce a desired response. There are 3 types of appeal: rational appeal, emotional appeal, and moral appeal. This is how you want to make them feel. If rational, you relate to the audience self-interest. They show that the product will produce the desired benefit for them. Rational. Emotional, attempt to stir up their negative or positive emotion towards the product until they will buy it. Okay, or they don't buy it, something like that. Moral appeal refer to what is right and proper. They are often used to urge people to support social causes such as cleaner environment, better racial relation, and some others. Okay, kalau you tengok advertisement Telekong Siti Khadijah. That one is emotional. Okay, they said like I think I've mentioned to you before, dekat billboard tu dia akan tulis nak, mak pun nak juga Telekong Siti Khadijah. So emotional. It's about your mother. You know, it's emotional. Kalau rational is more on your self-interest. Moral is about what's right to do. After you already have that, you choose the media, which is the channel that you want to communicate your message to. In personal communication channel, 2 or more people communicate directly with each other. They might communicate face to face, over telephone. So this one is considered direct selling. Okay. Personal communication channel are effective because they allow a personal addressing and feedback. However, this is costly because you can only get one customer at one time. Itu pun kalau dia beli. Kalau tidak, then you already wasted that few hours, for example. Non-personal communication that carry message without personal contact or feedback, macam advertisement, billboard, broadcast media, online media, and so on. Okay, those are the channel that you can choose to use to deliver your message. And then selecting the message source. Messages delivered by highly credible sources are more persuasive. Marketers often hire celebrity endorser to deliver their message. Picking the wrong spokesperson can result in embarrassment and tarnish of image. Let's say that person memang tak suka pakai makeup, tapi this makeup company choose that person to become their celebrity in their promotion. Let's say that celebrity bila dia keluar on TV or whatever, dia tak pernah pakai makeup. Tapi this company choose her. So the message doesn't get through because this person doesn't wear makeup and you want to promote your makeup product. So tak okay lah. Alright. After you already done that, then you collect your feedback. You see what the feedback your consumer ataupun your target audience give. Okay, this one is the buyer readiness stages tadi tu. Buyer normally will go through this process before they purchase your product. They need to be aware. After that, they need to be given knowledge about your product. Then they will start having a positive ataupun negative attitude towards your product, whether they like or not. Okay. After they like your product, you have to influence them to prefer your product. Product is still surrounded by competitors. Okay, not necessarily consumer will buy if they like. If they like je, tapi they like maybe the concept or the idea. This concept or ideas may be being offered by many competitors, not just your products. Marketers must highlight all the benefits and create reason for this customer to prefer your product compared to the competitors. Lastly is conviction. Consumer preference can be turned into belief or conviction when they are certain about the product and the manufacturer. So your job is product reviews and testimonials in advertisements are normally used. This is to like to confirm okay dia akan beli. Okay, so you daripada dia prefer je, maybe they prefer just like that je. Maybe your product is not really needed. So they prefer yours compared to the competitor. Tapi you have to make sure that you pull through until they purchase. Okay. AIDA model tadi. I mentioned AIDA model tadi. It starts with awareness, interest, desire, and action. So this is the level of where you want to influence them. Okay. The first one is getting attention. The getting attention is an ad's first job. So any advertisement that you make, you have to start getting their attention. If dia tengok pun dia tak klik ataupun dia tengok pun dia tak minat, so you don't at the first level you dah fail. Okay, first you must get the attention. This should be explicit decision what will get the consumer attention and how to do it. Attention getting devices is headlines, shocking statements, attractive models, babies, and special effects. So these are the things that they use to get the reader audience to get attracted to your advertisement. Okay. At one time, I think the online seller at Facebook, dia start guna reverse psychology. Oh, kalau tak nak kurus, tak payah tengok. Kalau ni, so that can also be an attention, create an attention ataupun awareness. Then, holding interest requires sustaining that initial interest into something more substantial. So maybe you get the consumer to click on your advertisement, but whether or not dia halfway dia tutup. That one is you have to maintain their interest so that they will listen and keep looking. Dia kalau kat TV pun dia tak tukar TV, tak tukar channel, because they are interested to see what's the message that you have. Tadi you just attract attention, dia nak start tengok, but you have to also maintain them to see the advertisement until habis. It involves linking the ads message to something important to the reader ataupun to the consumer lah. A reference group, core values of the target market or the customer's self-interest. So, you dah get the attention, you must get them to stay on your advertisement. How? Macam ni lah. By linking those message to them. Okay? And then now you have to create desire that they want your product. Moving the customer to really want the product is a difficult job. This requires understanding how the customer thinks, how he or she makes decision in general and for that particular product or category. Sometimes it is helpful to focus on one unique selling proposition, something distinctive about your product compared to the others. Contoh kalau orang jual tudung. Okay, tudung on Facebook for example. Before this, just photos. They just post the photos. Now they start to show tutorial. Okay, show tutorial. So that's to create the desire. Oh, cantik juga. Oh, senangnya pakai dia. Oh, tak payah dia tak payah gosok. Okay, so those are the things that you want to create the desire that these people will so that these people will purchase your product. Lastly is to make them take action. Ads are designed to sell, to get consumer to take action in the form of purchase. So the action that we are trying to focus now is on the purchases. So you get the attention of the consumer, you build up the interest, and then you create desire in them to buy. Okay, whether they buy it or not is that the action. So you must go at the action. Because this is not easy, some ads encourage consumer to do something intermediate to buying the product, but along the road to buying, such as visiting the store for product demonstration. Okay, some people do that. They go, okay, kalau puan nak tahu lebih, puan boleh datang ke outlet kita, ataupun they call and invite. Macam hotel macam contoh Swiss Garden, they have chain of hotels around Malaysia and even overseas. So they call you. We want to give you 2 days free accommodation at our hotel. You can choose either these 3 places, but in order for us to give you this free stay for 2 nights, please come to our place so that we can have some demonstration or explanation about our other products. Itu for you to, lepas tu when you go there, you dah makan makanan dia apa semua kan, then they said, okay, if you want, I'll give you these 2 days, no forcing you to buy, but if you purchase this membership, you will be able to, mulalah dia cerita apa benda yang dia nak tu. Okay, so you dah rasa obligated, dah pergi sampai situ pun alam-alam menyelupkan, beli je lah, something like that. Okay, so that is AIDA model. First you have to create the attention, you have to make them interested to stay at your advertisement, you create the desire for them to purchase your product. So far so good, everybody? Okay?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, Doctor.
Then developing effective communication using the media strategy. Tadi tu message strategy. Okay, message strategy you boleh pakai AIDA model, you boleh pakai tadi you use your buyer readiness stages and so on. So now we look at the media strategy. It refers to how the organisation is going to deliver their message. Tadi tu ada message tapi macam mana nak deliver that message? The question you should ask is which media are acceptable and credible to different type of consumer. Because you have your target audience kan. So target audience ni ada orang lain dia punya benda yang dia boleh tengok. Ada orang tengok TV, ada orang tengok phone, ada orang tengok Facebook, ada orang tengok Instagram. Sekarang ni everybody on TikTok. So you know those are different media channel. Which media are the right for the different kind of message? Which media is the best for the different tasks involved in moving the customer towards sales? Which media are the most cost effective? Of course, this is also very important factor that you have to think about. Memanglah TV tu can reach everybody in the whole country, but it's very costly. So whether it's good channel for you or not. Which media have the right volume capabilities? Okay, you have this strategy, push and pull strategy. The third strategy, push and pull strategy. Communication by manufacturer is not only directed towards consumer to create demand. A push strategy is where the manufacturer concentrates some of their marketing effort on promoting their product to retailers. Ini push strategy. Push from the manufacturer to the consumer. A combination of promotional mix strategy are used at this stage aimed at the retailers, including personal selling and direct mail. The product is pushed onto the retailers. Retailers and wholesalers marketing effort is also similar as producer, which aims to create demand from the consumer. Okay, I show you this one. Okay, so this is the push strategy. The producer will provide these marketing tools, producer marketing activities, their personal selling, their trade promotion and others, so that the retailers and wholesalers can sell to the consumer. So they push from the producer, the manufacturer, push to the message to the consumer. While pull strategy is based around the manufacturer promoting their product amongst the target market to create demand. The manufacturer create demand. Consumer pull the product through the distribution channel, forcing the wholesaler and retailer to stock them. Producer marketing activities include consumer advertising, sales promotion and others. You see, for example, this producer, ni tadi producer to help retailers and wholesaler to sell, right? So they push from here to there. This one is producer use the pull strategy. For example, Nestle dia buat advertisement in the TV so that the consumer will start demanding the product. So the wholesaler and the retailers will demand the product from the manufacturer. So the producer here goes straight to the consumer, influence them to buy, and these people will create the demand so that the retailer and wholesaler will buy for them. Okay, yang ni tadi, the producer will aid the retailers and wholesaler to be able to sell to the consumer. This one, producer will influence the consumer terus untuk demand the product so that the retailer and wholesaler will purchase from the producer. So you can choose either way. Okay, so that is all the three message strategy. That's the effective communication, the message strategy, media strategy, as well as the push and pull strategy. So you have to inculcate this in your assignment. Alright, we are halfway through. Going to promotion mix. Do you need a break? Say we take 10 minutes break. Now it's 10:35 at my computer. We come back at 10:45. Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, 10:45. Tak ada orang. Anybody there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Okay, we're moving on to the second part of the Promotion mix. A successful product or service means nothing unless the benefit of such a service can be communicated clearly to the target market. Of course lah, you ada produk yang sangat canggih, yang sangat hebat pun, tapi kalau orang tak tahu, orang tak beli, tak guna juga. Okay, promotional strategy can consist of the following. So you have to make sure that you know how to communicate to your consumers so that yang successful product tadi can be sold. These are some of the promotional strategy. You can have advertising. This involves non-personal presentation, mostly paid promotions, often using mass media macam TV, radio to advertising. Then you can do personal selling. It involves personal contact between company representatives and those who have a role in purchasing decision. Personal selling ni kalau dulu lebih pada one company will hire so many people to call, to go, talk to them and so on. It still ada sekarang, but now the dropship punya concept is similar to personal selling. Dia ada the company representative. Cuma it's not like traditional personal selling. They sell the product for you, those people, but they are not your not your employee. Okay, that is also one form of personal selling. And then you can do public relations, also referred to as publicity, but it uses third party sources, and particularly the news media to offer a favorable mention of the marketeer's company or product without direct payment to the publisher of the information. What it means is sometimes kan kalau you tengok bola sepak kan, you yang whatever league lah, you boleh nampak promotion dekat dia punya billboard ke apa kat situ. So itu in public relation. Sales promotion involves the use of special short-term techniques, often in the form of incentives to encourage customers to respond or undertake some activity. Sales promotion ni lebih pada macam, okay, beli 2 dapat 3, something like that. Alright, let's see one by one. Advertising. Like I said just now, it's a paid non-personal presentation about your product or your company. There are 2 types. One is institutional advertising. One is product advertising. Institutional advertising is actually you are introducing your company as a whole, while product is on particular product. So I can show you this one. Institutional advertising is like this. Find your greatness. They don't talk about the shoes ataupun baju Nike whatever, but Nike as a whole. Macam ni, Malaysia Airlines is not just our airlines code. MH is Malaysian Hospitality. So it's about Malaysian Airlines. It's not about their services much. Okay, it's about the institution itself. Macam ni bank, Capital One Bank, and this one is car. Okay, product advertising tries to sell a product and can be targeted to channel members or final consumer. They appear to promote benefits of specific goods and services. Yang tadi tu general about the company. This one, product advertising, is for that particular product. Okay, type of product advertising include pioneering advertising. This is to create interest, simulate primary demand for a new product. For example, supermodel grabbing yogurt to attract diet women with diet concern. So ini adalah when you start new product. Competitive advertising is when other companies enter the market. The advertising designed to influence demand for the specific product, and here you focus on how your product is different from your competitors. And then comparative advertising, compare 2 or more competing brand. Okay, kejap saya tengok kalau ada. Campur. alamak. Then can you see it?
No, doctor.
Not yet.
Mana? Tak nampak lagi
No.
Can you see?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, kita tengok. Okay, if you can see there, Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they don't normally focus on their nutritional value lah, memang tak ada nutrition pun kan. So the message they are trying to show in that is the coolness. Kalau you drink Pepsi or you drink Coke, you are cooler than the other, one after another lah. That's what they are trying to, the message that they are trying to give you. Okay, so macam tadi Pepsi, bila ada celebrity tu kan, Pepsi is showing that they are way cooler than Coke. Tapi bila yang ada budak kecil tadi tu, they are trying to show that even small kids will choose Coke. So what's there for Pepsi? Just a stepping stone only. Okay, something like that. So you are focusing on that one will be the competitive advertising. So you highlight the distinct features of your product. Macam not necessarily all the time it is the value of the product, but it is the position that you want to put. Macam tadi tu, which one is the cooler or mana lebih cool daripada the other one. Okay, this is example of product advertising. Like just now, kalau mask yang ni in general, they are advertising their institution. This one is also mask punya product, but it is advertising the particular product, that is their A380. Okay, feel right at home on our A380. Okay, so macam ni pun MacBook, Apple kan dia ada banyak produk, tapi this one is focusing on MacBook. So this is product advertising, yang tadi tu institutional advertising. Alright, so how you want to develop your advertising program? You start with objective setting, and then you do your budget, and then you decide on the message and the media, what's the decision that you want to make, and then you have a campaign evaluation. Okay, start with the objective. Types of advertisement can be the objectives of advertising campaign. You can either want to give information, informative advertising, or you want to persuade consumer to prefer your product, that is persuasive advertising. Okay. And reminder advertising. So you set the objective first. Which one do you want to focus on? Objective setting could also be based on the sales objective. Maybe this one off-season sale, closing down sale, all this kind of objective. After you have your objective, you do your budget decision, whether you can afford and how it will be helpful to you. Budget approach, affordable approach, maybe you don't have much cost, budget for advertisement, so you go for affordable one. Percent of sales, maybe you're willing to put your advertisement based on how much sales you have last year. That's the percentage of it you're going to go use for advertisement. Competitive parity, objective and task, depend whatever budget approach that you can choose among these four. Factors that influence the budget decision is stage in product life cycle. So you must know whether your product ni you baru nak introduce ke, is something that is already there ke. So you want to decide based on the stage of the product life cycle. And then you also want to know your market share. This will influence your budget decision. For example, you are selling only at your capacity to produce only for Kuala Lumpur. Tak payahlah pakai TV advertisement, right? Because you can only deliver to Kuala Lumpur. So no point you want to pay so much. And difficult to measure results may lead to overspending. This one means that you do advertisement, but you cannot know for sure that the money that you put for the advertisement is actually giving you the sales, or is it like mouth to mouth, daripada orang beli bagi kita bagi. So you won't know, and you won't know accurately how much you spend on the advertisement can actually increase your sales. So it does influence the budget decision. After you already have the budget, then you decide on the message decision and media decision. There are two major issues in message and media decision. How to create an effective advertising message. This is very important. Kita dah tengok awal tadi. How to select the most effective one. In terms of message strategy, companies must first identify the consumer benefit to be highlighted. So like I said just now, message must be clear. Baru you boleh masukkan dalam your punya advertisement. Only then you can develop the creative concept of the advertisement. Sorry. Companies must make sure advertising appeals are meaningful, believable and distinctive from the consumer point of view. Okay, for example, Johnson and Johnson, it says slice of life. That's the main thing dia nak focus. Ferrari is on the lifestyle. Okay, life insurance is on mood or imagery. Mungkin you pakai scary accidents to show that it's important for you to have life insurance. Personality symbol, David Beckham and so on. Ini is your decision lah. In terms of selecting and advertising media, companies must first decide the reach, the frequency and the impact of the media. Reach ni how far the media should cover. Like I said just now, kalau your capacity can only produce for Kuala Lumpur, tak payahlah sibuk-sibuk nak cover satu Malaysia. Kalau TV tu maksudnya cover satu Malaysia lah, sebab everybody in Malaysia has the same TV channel. So you want to reach them all. If your product can go to all, then maybe that's the strategy that you want to use. Frequency, how many times the media should be exposed to the message. Kalau you choose billboard, maybe you're focusing on people who use the highway. That one maybe the focus will be morning, orang pergi kerja, balik kerja, right? That one will maybe 2 times frequency. But if you are saying TV, you want to use TV as your media, then maybe you want to focus whether you are trying to sell to everybody. So you want to put your advertisement to macam throughout the day, or you actually focusing only on children program. So ada pukul berapa children program, you only put your advertisement during that time. So you have to decide the frequency you want the people to be exposed to your message. Lastly is impact of the media. How many people trust and are influenced by the media. Then companies will need to choose major media type. Dia dah all those things you already know. You already know you want to reach how far, you want to have how much frequency and so much and so on. Then you decide which media is the best for you. From there, they will select specific media vehicle within their budget and objective in order to reach the consumer lah, the audience. Okay. Then you also have to decide on when you want to air the advertising. Lastly, you have to evaluate your campaigns. This whole thing is a campaign of you sending the message that you want to send to your consumer. So you have to evaluate them. After the execution of the advertising campaign, companies must evaluate the effectiveness of the campaign. It is difficult measure, tapi companies should measure the communication effects. It should be measured some way. That is nak dapat accurately to may be difficult, but some way you can measure. You want to know whether the audience understood the message or if the message are too complicated. They might need to redo or simplify it. Macam tadilah, my example on sawit anugerah Tuhan tu, we just do some small survey like what I just did with you, and from there we know that there's too much information in that video, so maybe we can have to redo it or we simplify it. Besides that, companies can also measure the sales effect after the launch of the campaign. Tengok ada increment ke tidak. Okay. Alright, that's all for developing advertising program. Now just some information about public relation. Okay, yang tadi ni semua yang kita discuss ni semua is the first promotion mix. This is the promotion mix. That one just now we discussed is advertising. Now we're going into the second one, public relation. Public relation is an effort to build good relationship between the company and various public. It is meant to obtain favorable publicity so that people just know about your company and like your company. Building up a good corporate image and handling or heading off unfavorable rumors, stories and events. You just want the crowd or the public to see your company as a good company. Public relation or publicity is a form of communication management that seeks to influence the feelings, opinions and belief of your customer or the public and in general, which includes your stockholders, suppliers and so on, to see your company favorably. It can be directed towards internal or external public. You also want to have your employees liking your company, feeling that your company is a good company. Some PR tools are associated specifically with publicity. Communication in news, story form about an organization is product and both. These are some of the tools that you can use for public relation. Number one is press relation. Press relation is you call the media and give press release, or you can have product publicity. Macam ni, we decided to let Asia X become a standalone company. You promote the product. Corporate communication based on reports, maybe annual reports, so that people can read about your company. Lobbying and counselling. Counselling ni can be a tool lah untuk show. Macam contoh pharmacy. Pharmacy dia actually nak show that they actually the focus memang is for you to come and buy the product in that pharmacy. Tapi they also want to show they are caring. So they give if you come to our place, we have free nutrition counselling contohnya. So that can be also public relation tool. Okay, this one I've already discussed with you in this gambar. You can read this one yourself. Then personal selling. The third promotion mix is personal selling. Personal selling is a personal presentation by the firm's sales force for the purpose of making sales and building customer relationships. The advantage of personal selling are that the salesperson can control to whom presentation is made. So you tak payah waste time for huge coverage but don't know who take the message or not. But the disadvantage of this personal selling is it is high cost and the flexibility in tailoring the message may lead to inconsistent message because one person dia one to one. Okay, one person let's say this salesperson when they talk to person A, they talk something like this. Dia tengok reaction person B differently, dia cerita lain sikit, pusing sikit. So the message can be inconsistent. So how do you want to have a how do you want to have an effective personal selling? These are the steps. Number one is prospecting and qualifying. Okay, what it is about? Prospecting is process of identifying those potential buyers of firms and people. An effective salesperson is able to find their own prospect buyers by searching in the newspaper, directories, telephone and mail. Qualifying, process of identifying the good ones and screen out the poor one. Okay, so this one is actually first you have to macam tengok siapa yang your potential buyer, who can be your prospect buyer, potential buyer. Among all these potential buyer, who can end up buying your product ataupun who can buy your product. So among all these potential buyer, you choose, okay, orang ni income dia banyak ni, dia punya anak tak ramai, mungkin akan beli barang ni. So you choose, this one qualify for you to go, this one doesn't qualify. After you already have list of potential buyer that you want to choose, you want to do your sales, you pre-approach and approach. Okay, pre-approach salesperson need to gather as much information as possible about the organisation ataupun the buyer, the product or service, the customer and its needs, the competition and the industry. Then decide the best approach. So you have to get all information about the product, about your company, what they offer, what they don't offer, what are the affordance, what are the constraints. Then only you go and see your customer. You also have to know all the information if possible about your customer. Then you decide how you want to approach your customer, your potential customer tadi tu. Whether you want to go visit them, go to their house, tell them it's okay, I can go to your house, maybe I can explain to you better, or you want to call them or you want to send letter to them. Finally, overall sales strategy must be considered. Kalau you dah start dengan personal visit, next time kalau dia nak lagi, dia akan expect personal visit. So you have to see whether you are capable to do that or not. Those are the pre-approach things that you have to be prepared. You have to prepare before you approach. Then you approach them. It involves a good personality, a set of salesperson represent the company to create sense of confidence on the product and company. So kalau you nak pergi jual insurance, for example, you go to the house of this potential consumer, you selekeh-selekeh dengan tak mandi. Of course they won't buy from you because dia kata ni duit ni aku bayar kat kau, nanti kau betul bayar kat company tu ke ataupun kau ambil, right? So you have to bring yourself as a good representative. And then after you already approach them, you present your presentation. This is the time when you start presenting to them. During presentation, salesperson should present product and show how the product will make or save money for the buyer. There's two basic approach. Number one is the stimulus response approach. The second one is the need satisfaction approach. Okay, what's the first one? It is sales pitch applying the concept that given stimulus will produce a given response. In personal selling, the stimulus imply the good points of the product and respond sales. That means the stimulus response you akan present to them in a way that it focus on what they need, what's the good of the product, what's the benefit of the product, so that at the end they will take response by buying your product. The need satisfaction approach is sales pitch that focuses on satisfying the prospect buyer. Dia ada buyer ni, dia ada needs dia, so you are trying to satisfy the needs. Okay, it applies to the situation where the salesperson is able to generate and explore the needs of the company through his or her understanding of company profile. So you are trying not to sell the product but to satisfy the needs of this buyer until they want to buy. Of course, at the end of the day, you want to sell the product. After the salesperson have convinced the potential buyer that the need exists, he or she will offer a solution to satisfy the need. This approach leads to strong marketing and relationship orientation, as this approach stresses solutions and how the product can provide solution, not physical aspect of the product. This is still the second ni, the need satisfaction approach. Kalau stimulus ni tadi is more on focusing on what's the benefit of product. This one is need satisfaction. Okay, ni still explaining about the need satisfaction. Then when you dah present, maybe people don't, not many people will straight away say, okay, yes, I'll buy. No, they can say things that show that they object you. They don't want the project. Objection shouldn't be viewed as insults, but a request for information. So when you're selling your product, you're presenting your product, when dia kata, tak apalah dek, saya rasa tak payahlah, you don't get down, you don't feel down. You feel that, oh, maybe these people, they don't really understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe they need more information so that they can get influence. So you have to see it that way. Salesperson should seek out clarity and overcome customer objection to buy. They will ask you, boleh saya tahu kak, kalau macam insurance ke ataupun people who keep on calling me from the banks to give loan, they will keep on asking, boleh saya tahu kak, kenapa tak nak, kenapa ada. So I will say, tak apalah, now ada komitmen lain dan sebagainya. 6 most common technique for handling this objection is, number 1 is you acknowledge and convert the objection. Okay, saya faham. Okay, betul. Okay, alright. I think I understand what you're saying, but you know, then you postpone the objection. Why not you just see this product first or something like that. So you postpone the objection. Dia dah cakap no, tapi you, okay, tak apa, you tak nak beli tak apa, tapi cuba I explain to you about this pula. Then tengok, you postpone lah. Although you know that the answer can be no again later, tapi you try to postpone the objection. Agree and neutralize the objection. So kalau dia cakap dia no, you try to say, okay, I understand your position. Then you try to deny the objection. However, I think if this is done this way, then let's say dia kata tak boleh lah, I don't have enough money to buy. Oh kak, don't worry. Actually, I understand this is a bit expensive product. Maybe you can we have an installment options. You can either pay maybe 6 times or 10 times. It's okay lah. So you know, you deny the objection because dia cakap dia tak boleh beli because dia tak cukup duit. So you try to deny the objection by giving them options. Lastly, you can ignore the objection. Tapi ignoring the objection is not a very good idea lah. From my personal experience, I think ignore the objection is not a good idea. So better you agree with them, neutralize the objection, and try to deny the objection by giving them options. Okay. After that, you close the sale. This involves obtaining a purchase commitment from the prospect when salesperson asks the customer for an order. Of course, initially you just go, you say, I want to give you explanation, I want to present to you, I can demonstrate to you. Tak ada lagi cerita pasal, okay, you nak beli. Belum lagi. Sampai dekat closing the sale is when you actually tie the knot. That's when you get the sales. It's unclear when the prospect is ready to buy because you keep on explaining. Dia tak cakap dia nak beli ke tak beli, nak beli ke tak beli. So you have to come to a conclusion juga kan at the end of the day. So to assess this, whether they are ready to buy or not, salesperson often use a trial close where they ask prospect to make decision on some aspect of the purchase. Review point of agreement offers special reason to close the deal. Okay, cerita macam mana nak tutup cerita dia? Maybe you said, okay akak, so if you actually want to buy it today, we have this package, maybe if not next week dah tak ada dah package hari raya ni. Contohlah macam tu. So kata, oh tak apalah dek, tu you dah tahulah dia objek kan. Tapi kalau dia kata, oh okay nak belilah, then you have to close the deal. Final close can be in 3 forms. You asking for order, that means you cakap, so akak nak beli ke? Okay. The second way is using assumptive close. That entails asking the prospect to make choices concerning the product under the assumption that a sales has been finalized. Bunyi dia macam you dah assume yang dia akan beli. Okay, you akan cakap, okay kak, so ini package dia, package A macam ni, package B macam ni, package C macam ni. So akak nak pilih package yang mana? You assume dia akan beli, cuma dia nak pilih package yang mana je. Alright, that one is assumptive close. Or you go for urgent close, refer to the purchase in order to commit for prospect from the prospect quickly. And macam tadi, like I said just now, akak kalau nak only if you purchase today you will get this price. If not tomorrow it will be different price. Then that one urgent close. So you have, when you already explain, present, blah 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 blah, you have to close the deal. Lastly, you must follow up. Kalau personal selling ni, you must do your follow up. The objective is to ensure consumers satisfaction, to ensure that delivery schedules are met, and to repeat the business, because you want, when you want to purchase something, and when you want people to purchase something, you don't want them to just purchase one time. You want them to repeat to purchase from you, either maybe them, or maybe it can be their children, can be their siblings, and so on. At least from that one successful buyer, you want to have more sales. After sales service is important so that the buyer take note of the seriousness in dealing with them, thus creating a favor in building of relationship between buyer and seller. Yeah, from my personal experience, I have few insurance agent. One insurance agent, kita panggil untuk explain dia punya produk pun dia tak nak. Dia bukan tak nak lah, dia delay. Bayangkan kalau you memang betul-betul tengah dalam kesusahan dan perlu guna you punya insurance. Of course orang macam tu tak sesuai. But I have another one, memang every time I call, dia akan datang, dia akan explain. Kadang-kadang dia explain benda yang sama 2-3 kali. Whenever I ask. So this kind of people, of course I will if anybody ask me, where you get your insurance from, of course I will give them this contact number, this agent punya contact number, rather than the other. So that's how you follow up, because you have to build relationship. Kalau personal selling ni, you have to build relationship with your buyers to make sure that you get repeat purchase, ataupun repeat purchase from that customer, or repeat purchase from their environment, like their family, their friends, and so on. Okay, so far understand? Okay, boleh lagi? Sikit lagi. Sikit je lagi. Sales promotion. This is the last promotion mix. Sales promotion is short-term incentive to encourage the purchase or sale of a product or service. You want them to buy now. Okay, that is sales promotion. The advantage of sales promotion is that the short-term nature of the offering often stimulates sales for its duration, and the disadvantage is the sales gain are often temporary. Normally, kalau you bagi promotion macam ni kan, buy one free one. These are to create, to make them buy more now. That is the advantage. The disadvantage is bila tak ada promotion tu, tak adalah, sales tu akan jadi macam biasa balik lah, right? So that's sales promotion. These are the tools for sales promotion. You can have free gift and trials. You can, that means if you buy certain things, you get free of this thing. And you can have coupons. Okay, if you buy from what amount, you can use this coupon. You can give samples, of course samples macam ni perfume, you give small samples for them to later go and buy from you. Dalam store punya promotion, I think whenever you go to grocery store like Giant ke apa, kadang-kadang akan ada orang yang bagi taste benda tu, lepas tu cakap okay kalau you beli hari ni you dapat this one free or something like that. Okay, or trade allowances. Alright. Role of promotion, one of the elements of marketing mix and support the other elements to ensure that a good marketing program is executed. Promotion particularly inform the customers on the benefits of the product and therefore position the product better in the marketplace. So this is why you do your promotion. Role of promotion, number one, to offer a valid and firm guarantee to the customer that their goods and products are distinct from their competitors, to show you are better than your competitors. The distinction does not only mean different in quality but also in price, delivery, service and features. To facilitate exchange directly or indirectly by informing individual groups and organizations and influencing them to accept the firm's product. So the way you talk to family members, the way you talk to general consumers, the way you talk to organization consumer, business buyer and normal consumer end user, different. So it has to be facilitated, it has to be strategized in a way that you can serve them. Okay. The broader role of promotion therefore is to maintain positive relationship between a company and groups in the marketing environment. So you have to make sure that the relation of your company, of your product and the consumer is blended nicely. These are the medium of promotion. You can promote in newspaper, in magazine, in radio, TV, outdoor media and so on. So these are the places where you can do your promotion. These are also some other medium of promotion. You can do some in the kiosk, in the receipt. Jadi belakang receipt ni ada macam-macam promotion. Cinema, in the internet, postcards and so on. So with that we end up our chapter. We have covered the all four marketing promotion mix. Marketing mix 4 P's. This one is promotion mix. So in company, you normally use more than one promotion. You mix all this, but you have to make sure the mixture of the, maybe you buat advertising sikit, you ada personal selling sikit, you ada sales promotion sikit, public relations sikit, according to the time and place that is when you feel that is the best. But most importantly, all those mix yang sikit-sikit you pakai sikit-sikit tu must deliver the same message. That's why you must have to have a effective communication by using this strategy. Okay, you can use push and pull. You can use can use either one. You should be using all the three. Okay. Any question? And one more thing is you must have this feedback in marketing promotion is very important. Okay, maybe product and so on tu sekali je you buat. Tapi kalau dalam promotion you must do always this feedback. You must get the feedback always. Okay. So with that we have covered all this. Any question?
Doktor nak tanya.
Yeah.
Kita boleh ke buat advertisement yang memburukkan kita punya competitors? Obviously dengan logo dia sama, dia macam mana? Dia guna Pepsi instead of Pepsi ke macam tu.
Kalau if the question is saya tak on camera rupanya. Penatlah tangan saya belar-belarkan tangan saya tadi. Saya tak on. Kalau the question is boleh ke tak boleh, jawapan dia boleh. Tapi what is the consequences? They can sue you. if you are giving wrong information, they can sue you. Number two, also whether it's ethical or not for you to do that. So kalau soalan ni boleh ke tak boleh? Yes, boleh sebenarnya. But if it can end up you suing them, and also ethically normally it's not ethical lah. Okay, Ismail?
Okay, thank you, Doktor.
Others? Any question? You all ni tak ada soalan yang relatekan dengan you punya assignment kan? You discuss ke tidak pasal assignment you ni? Discuss. Tapi semua just clear je, senang je. Tak dengar habis. Nampak macam you bercakap tu tak dengar.
Soalan belum ada lagi. Nanti menyusul lah tu insyaAllah.
Okay, any other question? Kita minggu ni kita habis quiz. Kita habis chapter 9 ni, topik 11. Next week I will cover with you chapter 10. That will be the last topic. And then I will not make class on the 4th June dengan 11 June. I will not do any classes. Okay. For you to be able to finalize your assignment. Okay. Yang tak ada kelas, yang tak ada kelas, 4 Jun tak ada kelas, 11 Jun also tak ada kelas. Unless ada something happen next week, saya kena replace, then we replace on those classes, on those dates lah. 18 pun we don't have class, 4th, 11 and 18 we don't have class. But on the 18 you have to submit to me the marketing punya case study. Have you got the marketing case study? Saya dah share kan? 12. I think I've shared the question. Because you all ada buku, I think my question is related to the book. Saya dah keluarkan ke saya masih hide lagi ke? Dia tu dah lama dah dekat sini. Yep. Tu dah ada dah tu, case study place and integrated marketing communication. Case study tu. Boleh nampak kan ke hide?
Masih hide. Dia punya
You all tak nampak lagi? Tulisan case study tu pun tak nampak? Cuba check.
Dah boleh nampak dah tu.
Ada kan? Tak ada hide pun. Ada tu. Ada. Okay. So you can see the question on your case studies. Your case study submission will be on 18th of June. Okay, your case study dalam soalan yang saya dalam outline yang saya bagi masa teaching plan tu, I want you to do report as well, not just the mind map. Okay, mind map and report. Why? Afiq dulu saya tak suruh buat report because you present. Okay, now this semester I don't ask you to present, so you must come up with report as well. Alright, so that day yang mana dapat markah rendah tu sebab tak ada report. Ada 2 group yang tak ada report, so markah agak rendah. And when you present, you cannot just answer, even especially in the report, you cannot just answer directly. You must blend your answer with the case. Kalau tidak nampak macam you jawab daripada buku punya nota-nota dalam buku sahaja, but it doesn't blend between the case and the theory. You must show me the blending, baru you akan boleh dapat high marks. Okay? Yang hari tu punya case, I give you quite lenient sebab maybe first time you belum tahu buat case study lagi. So the second time ni you must be able to show your ability lah. And then bila dalam case ni kita tak terus jawab soalan, kita akan cerita balik in our own way that what the problem atau what the situation is from the case. The case is like this. You kena cerita balik dengan dalam simpler simpler sentences about the case. Barulah you come into the answer. You have to assume that the reader of your report never read the case. You kena assume macam tu. So kalau you jump into the answer terus, the reader won't understand what you're trying to say. Okay, so make sure that your case this time is you work properly. So you will submit on the 18th of June. After that, we will have class again 25th of June for your presentation, for your assignment. Okay, your assignment to presentation, you have 10 minutes to present to me your prototype and 20 minutes for your marketing plan. So we have 4 groups. We have 2 hours. We can try to finish in 2 hours. Tapi sebab ada Q&A apa semua, it will go to 3 hours jugalah. 9, 10, 11, 12. Kita ada 3 jam kan. So that will be on the 25th of June. Kalau tidak ada apa-apa arah lah. Okay. So after that, I'll maybe the last week 14 tu pun saya tak buat kelas lah so that you can start studying yourself for the final exam. Okay. So far so good. I normally do this because assignment yang saya bagi tu agak berat, agak besar, markahnya pun agak berat. So that's why I try to finish all the chapters as soon as possible. Then I give you few classes so that you have time yang memang semua orang tengah tak ada kelas. Terus boleh use that 3 hours. At least now we have at least 3 classes, 3 hours. So you have 9 hours together yang memang semua orang tak ada kelas. Tapi janganlah each of you, sebab satu grup tu ramai orang, janganlah ambil kesempatan pula tak ada kelas buat benda lain pula. No lah. You come together during that time so that you can discuss and finalize your assignment. Because I as a lecturer, I can see if that report and that presentation come from separate work. Maksudnya, okay, kau buat bahagian ni, kau dua orang buat bahagian ni, lepas tu nanti masa presentation baru kita combine. I can see that. Kadang-kadang the font, kadang-kadang the way you present, kadang-kadang dia tak link antara jawapan ni dengan jawapan ni tak link. And then bila I tanya satu soalan, orang ni boleh jawab, orang tu tak boleh jawab. So I can see that. So what I'm trying to do is bagi you masa, of course you memang akan pecah-pecahkan, semua orang akan buat bahagian-bahagian masing-masing. Tapi you need to come together and discuss and finalize and tengok your presentation, make sure tak ada typo, make sure presentation tu elok, font dia sama, barulah nampak professional. Okay? And I've given you the opportunity, so tak ada alasan lah untuk tak boleh kata tak boleh jumpa ke apa. Okay? So that's all. Thank you very much. Stay safe, do not go anywhere.